Congresswoman Sheila Jackson. My brothers and my sisters. Let me have Brittany come to be able to celebrate the institution that created and planted the seeds for the reauthorization of the Voter Rights Act. I want y'all to understand how important Prairie View A&M is. That's why I need silence. Because some of you have come after that momentous and historic act of courage. And we are grateful that when we went to the floor of the United States House of Representatives, when Georgia and Texas Republicans rose up on the floor to defeat the reauthorization of the Voter Rights Act, of which some of your mamas and your daddies and your grandmothers and others that you may not know lost their lives so that we might have the opportunity to empower ourselves. I'm not even going to say vote, because I know a lot of folk here probably are not registered, either registered, don't vote. It's obvious because we've got George Bush in the White House. Somebody here didn't vote. But what I am saying is that it was the toiling and the blood. And then we talk about North Carolina A&T when they, North Carolina, what is it? When they said at the, that was the early civil rights, when they said at the lunch counter. But lo and behold, this university, when Prairie View stood up, thank you, brother in the back, for doing that. Thank you so very much. Thank you. When Prairie View took a stand in the 2000 election, Frank, was it the 2000 election? Because they had denied you the right to vote. Meantime, as you well know, thousands of Florida A&M students' votes were both stolen and denied in 2000. You stood up. Your case went to the United States Supreme Court. And when we went to the floor of the House to argue the case for the reauthorization, and people rose up on the floor to ask that they voted down, when they stopped it from going to the floor because they could not get the Republican conference to concede to not amending it, Prairie View became the symbolic symbol of the failure of the United States government to acknowledge the voting rights of African Americans in the Deep South and around the country. I want you to know that. I came here today to be able to remind you of the sacredness of your history. And the mantle that you hold in your hand as the leading institution of which we use on the floor of the House. If you go to the congressional record, you will find that members of the United States Congress cited the Prairie View situation and the case as a basis for passing the Voter Rights Act of 1965. Do you all understand that? Do you all understand that? Is somebody out here understand that? Is somebody getting what I'm saying? That history was made by those of you at Prairie View, this generation. So we don't have to go back and talk about John Lewis, who is coming here on Friday, who was the symbol of the 1965 march over the Edmund Pettus Bridge. We don't have to talk about Martin. We don't talk about Malcolm. We can talk about Brittany Jackson. We can talk about the Councilman McQueen, Mayor Jackson. His brother is what now? Alphas? Corey. Brother Alphas. We can talk about Corey. We can talk about Representative Sophronia Thompson. Okay, you're going again. And so what we do today, we talk about Morris Overstreet, we talk about Sylvia Cedillo, who I don't know, she disappeared. Going on, okay. What we're suggesting to you is that when the nation becomes wayward, what did I say? When the nation becomes wayward off of its moral compass, there's got to be the energy of activists, no matter where they might find themselves, because I know a lot of folks say this is old stuff, to be able to bring your nation home. And if Prairie is going to be cited in the history books, who helped us bring the nation home, to be able to say that voting rights is still endangered, an endangered species here in the United States of America. So to the NAACP, which has to be relevant, we cannot allow the NAACP to become irrelevant until there is a day of heaven on earth. And what that means is that all of the brothers and sisters are created equal, that the doors of opportunity are paved with gold and you're marching on it. Only then will we be able to claim victory. So anybody that thinks that Brittany's work is irrelevant, that the student government's work is irrelevant, that Mayor Jackson's work and my good friend Judge this esteemed